burst into flames. And it's a tough one, you know what I mean? Because I'm tired of being controversial. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. And it is way too soon to do jokes about a catastrophe like that.
Dave Chappelle just reopened one of Hollywood's strangest conversations, and this time, Jim Carrey's name's sitting right in the middle of it. Word is, Jim stopped playing along with certain elite Hollywood circles, and after that, people swear everything about him changed. The energy, the interviews, even the way he looked. Now, folks online are asking one uncomfortable question. What really happens to celebrities when they refuse to go along with the rituals?
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
Well, you don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati.
What makes this whole Jim Carrey situation hit different is the fact that nobody expected his name to end up in these kinds of conversations. We're talking about one of the biggest comedy legends Hollywood ever produced. A dude known for energy, chaos, expressions, and that over-the-top personality nobody else could copy. But according to industry insiders, somewhere along the line, something changed. And Dave Chappelle started hinting that the change wasn't natural at all. Now let's slow this down for a second, because this story didn't just pop out of nowhere. For years, Jim Carrey had been acting strange in Hollywood's eyes. He started questioning fame publicly, started talking about the industry like it was fake.
I mean, you gotta admit, it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons.
in icons?
Boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise.
And exposing how empty celebrity culture felt to him. At first, people laughed it off, thought Jim was just being philosophical. But then, the interviews kept getting weirder. He started talking about illusions, control, identity, and how Hollywood builds fake versions of people. And according to internet theories, that's exactly when folks believed the pressure started building around him. Now, here's where Dave Chappelle enters the conversation. Because Dave been warning people for years that Hollywood changes celebrities once they stop playing along. He never says too much directly, but he always leaves breadcrumbs. Stories about pressure, people losing themselves, celebrities getting handled after refusing certain industry expectations. And according to people online, fans think Jim Carrey became one of those examples, especially after that strange appearance at the 2026 César Awards. Because let's be honest, the internet noticed immediately. People kept saying the dude standing there did not feel like the Jim Carrey they grew up watching. Same face maybe, but the energy completely different. The voice sounded different. The movements felt slower.
It's not Jim Carrey. That is not Jim Carrey. It's not him. It is so blaringly obvious. I, like everyone, has seen the Selena Gomez theory. I'd heard about cloning, I'd heard about all that stuff, and was always like, that's not Jim Carrey. As my favorite actor and comedian of all time, I know that man. I have seen all of his interviews, him in all of his roles, I know his mannerisms. That is not him. That's not him. Look at his mannerisms in that video. Look at his face. His face is different. The same man who said awards are meaningless, that those people are evil, that all of it's meaningless. I don't know where Jim Carrey is. I'm gonna be praying for him, for his safety, because that man, that is not Jim Carrey. It's becoming real to me. Something's happening.
Even longtime fans started posting side-by-side clips saying something felt off. And once those clips started spreading, the clone conversations exploded all over again. Now, to be clear, there ain't proof Jim Carrey was literally cloned. But online theories don't work off proof. They work off patterns. And according to conspiracy circles, the pattern around Jim looked way too familiar because people started connecting him to Kanye West, Gucci Mane, even Britney Spears. Different celebrities, same alleged story, speak out, disappear, come back different. And the Jim Carrey situation allegedly fit that exact formula because before all this clone talk started, Jim was openly calling Hollywood hollow. He talked about fame being meaningless. He openly mocked celebrity culture at award shows. Remember that red carpet moment where he said there was no meaning to any of this? Folks online keep revisiting that clip now like it was some kind of warning. And according to the narrative people pushing online, Hollywood does not like celebrities who break the illusion publicly, especially celebrities with influence that people actually listen to. Now this is where the story gets darker because Dave Chappelle himself walked away from Hollywood years ago at the peak of his career. Millions on the table, one of the hottest shows on television, and he vanished. At the time, people called him crazy, but later Dave started talking about pressure behind the scenes, about losing control of yourself, feeling like the industry wanted something from him he refused to give. And folks online think Jim Carrey hit that same wall. According to these theories, Jim allegedly stopped attending certain elite Hollywood gatherings and ritual-style networking circles powerful people expected him to be part of. Again, these ain't confirmed facts, but once people started connecting that narrative to how different Jim appeared publicly afterward, the speculation went insane. And it ain't just Jim alone. Remember when Kanye literally warned people himself, if I disappear and come back, that won't be me. That line alone sent conspiracy channels into overdrive. Then what happened? Kanye vanished for weeks.
They wanted to medicate me every day. You realize, like, they could have just switched to medication and I wouldn't be here. And on the news, they would have said it was because of a mental issue.
No appearance, updates, or explanations. And when he came back, people online swore he looked calmer, quieter, more controlled. Suddenly, fans started revisiting everything Kanye said about handlers, medication, and pressure from people around him.
As for Ye, well, we haven't seen him really since all the anti-Semitic rants and all those interviews he was doing.
He's been
hanging around with Nick Fuentes.
Disappeared for a couple of weeks.
Really laid low. Well, he resurfaced in Beverly Hills. He was not solo though. With a woman, a blonde woman.
Please.
No, you got the shot, but I'm saying
It was not good. I respect you.
It's like, that's my thing. It's like, you don't even know. Y'all just jump up on people like this, and it's just like...
I apologize if I caused you trouble, and you told me to stop and I stopped.
Especially the Harley Pasternak situation, because Kanye publicly shared messages allegedly showing Harley threatening to have him institutionalized again if he didn't cooperate. And when folks looked into Harley's background and saw connections to military research involving psychology and behavior studies, conspiracy theories exploded all over social media.
Lucky enough to have him as my graduate advisor, and the area that I was interested in was how food affect muscular performance. And
When you say, so that like performance-enhancing drugs, are they
all
just
kinds of drugs.
Oh, right, okay.
So working for the military, I wasn't governed by the same laws that the typical person was, so I could look at the impact of certain things that are not everyday things.
Now stack that next to Jim Carrey, a celebrity openly criticizing Hollywood, talking about illusions and fake identities, and suddenly appearing different according to fans online. You can see why people started connecting dots fast. And then Gucci Mane's name got dragged into it too, because people still remember how different Gucci looked after prison. Before prison, Gucci Mane was heavier, reckless, constantly spiraling publicly. Then after prison, slimmer, calm, focused, speaking and moving differently. And the internet immediately started saying the Gucci who came home was not the same Gucci who went in. Then Gucci's ex, Mac Breezy, publicly added fuel to the rumors by saying the Gucci she saw after prison did not feel like the same person she knew before. Fans immediately turned that into another replacement theory.
That parading around out here, that ain't the real Gucci, man. So it's some weird going on out here. Like, I don't know if the clones, I don't put it past, like, nobody. I'm sure they got the technology to do that. But that's not the real Gucci. That's not the real Gucci. Gucci probably dead. I think they killed him in prison. Cause they was calling me, like every time Gucci locked up, like all his nurses, cause every time Gucci get locked up, they put him on the mental floor. Cause we both got bipolar and schizophrenic and shit. So anytime any one of us get locked up, they don't put us in the general population. They take us to the mental floor. And when they take him on the mental floor, like all the nurses.
One fan bluntly said, Gucci Mane, fat, and he never went to the gym. Others looked at the patterns. Celebrity acts rebellious, speaks too loudly. Celebrity disappears, the returns transformed. And according to internet rumors, Dave Chappelle allegedly believes Hollywood has ways of resetting celebrities who stop cooperating. Not necessarily literal science fiction cloning, but identity identity reconstruction, public image replacement, psychological pressure, medication, isolation, and reputation control. And honestly, Jim Carrey's behavior over the years only made the theories louder. One minute he's exposing the emptiness of celebrity culture. Next minute he seems quieter, different, less rebellious. Then came those recent appearances where fans kept saying his eyes looked different, his smile looked forced, his energy felt disconnected. And once the internet locks on to something like that, it never lets go, especially when clips start circulating side by side. Old Jim, new Jim, old Kanye, new Kanye, old Gucci, new Gucci. Now here's the wildest part. Some people online believe the clone conversation is actually symbolic, meaning they don't literally think celebrities are being copied in laboratories. They think the real personality gets broken down and replaced publicly with a safer version, a version easier to market, control, and predict. And honestly, that theory scares people even more because suddenly it stops sounding like science fiction and starts sounding like Hollywood politics. That's why Dave Chappelle's warnings keep resurfacing every few years, because Dave escaped. The online community been blowing hot. One user commented on the old interview clip, "This is the real Jim Carrey." Then they replaced him. Another wrote, "This is not the same Jim Carrey we saw today." And according to fans online, celebrities who walk away from powerful systems usually come back one of two ways, silent or completely different. Now the bigger question people are asking is, what actually happens behind closed doors in Hollywood once somebody stops cooperating? How much control do powerful people really have over celebrity lives? And how many stars came back looking different because they were forced to become somebody the industry preferred instead? Maybe Jim Carrey simply changed as he got older. Maybe Kanye matured after years of chaos. Maybe Gucci Mane genuinely transformed his life after prison. Or maybe the industry been quietly reshaping folks once they stopped playing by the rules. And honestly, that possibility is exactly why these theories keep spreading. Because the more people look at the patterns, the harder it becomes for them to stop asking questions. Now the spotlight on you,